everyone. Welcome back to Absolutely. My name is Benny. That is Sal, and that is Hassan. And we are so dry for news, we're going to look at this image.
Pretty kinetic image. I see a lot of movement lines. This looks great.
So, Empire, this is how dry superhero legit news, because there's still all the rumors. Legit news is, this was on multiple websites. Empire got an exclusive image that represents Across the Spiderverse, and people are picking it apart, so why don't we join that argument?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, we got what appears to be, this is the Indian Spider-Man?
It is the Indian Spider-Man played
Yes.
by, I forget this actor's name. He played Doopender in the Deadpool movies.
Yes.
Right,
Uber
I remember,
driver.
yeah, they made a big deal about that. This is Black Hole. This is Spider-Gwen doing Black Hole's thing, kicking Miles, apparently.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I didn't even
Wait,
put
what?
this together. That's
the
her
Spot.
foot going in the portal.
Shit, what? Spot, that's his name. Not Black Hole, my bad. It's a Black Hole! Give me a break!
He's the Spot, Benny.
He's the Spot. Anyway.
But he
yes.
makes spots that go to other things. He's a portal gun.
Okay.
He's a
He's
human
a portal
gun.
creator, yeah.
He's from Rick and Morty. He's a portal. They just haven't painted it green yet. They're working on
So,
it.
I feel like this is kind of telling us who the important cast is going to be. Like, up till now, I thought it was going to be primarily Spider-Man 2099. And these two, I'm used to. Spider-Gwen, they're trying to make her a bigger deal. She's
Yep.
getting there. She's going to pop up again. I love this drawing for her.
Yeah.
This is great. This artwork is amazing. Obviously, Miles is a primary member of it. Spot, I didn't think about, and neither did Spider-Man Indian
India.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's India, right? Yeah.
I think it's Spider-Man India. I don't recall what. I mean, like, you know.
He's just referred to as Spider-Man India, so you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a graphic or is this a screen cap? Is this part of the movie? 'Cause
No, this is a special image that was drawn up for Empire's exclusive release.
Okay, so it's a piece of
Gotcha.
storyboard art or concept art probably. There's a ton of concept art for the MCU that like looks like it could be a screenshot.
Yeah.
This I think is if we're gonna have to speculate. Initially I thought this was Spider-Gwen's world, but I'm starting to think it's actually Spider-Man India's world.
For sure.
That would
So,
make sense because if you
Look
look
at
at
you
the
can see
setting,
that little.
You could see the writing and
Yeah.
Yeah.
the architecture and the people in the streets, and it's like, oh, okay. So
So-
we're in Spider-Man India's universe.
the brief article reads, on every level, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a dazzling piece of work, but especially when it came to those eye-popping visuals. Blah, 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 blah. And then quoted from Christopher Miller, our contract with the audience is to bring them something they've never seen before. He tells Empire, in a world-exclusive new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse issue. They have a whole issue that came out, which we'll probably never be able to find because print media is dead. But anyway, at least print magazines are dead.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah, I guess I can go get it.
Yeah. The first film was about bringing characters into Miles' dimension. This is about Miles hopping into others. So I think that was an early idea you had, Sal, that this is going to be him going elsewhere and exploring.
Yes. Yeah, I mean that makes sense in the title all across the Spider-Verse. Like he's going to other realities, and just eat Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness' lunch.
Now, here's something I'm concerned about, and this is a quote from here. We've essentially made 5 films into one. That, to me, sounds like there might be too much going on.
Yeah.
Because that sounds like it's going to be Spider-Gwen and Miles going to 5 different worlds with Spider-Man 2099 chasing them for some reason. And they're going to be dealing with Spot or a new villain in each and every individual world. How do you feel about, because I think it's supposed to be like 2 hours long, 2-hour animated feature that's supposed to feel like 5 films.
They could mean the stylization of it. That
Yeah.
like the visual communication of the movie changes 5 distinct times to the point where it is maybe this 2D almost cartoon style, maybe it is more classical, Disney looking CGI animation, something
And
like
then the
that.
Spider-Verse
That's
animation,
how I
yeah.
read it when I read the article.
That makes sense to me. I like the idea of them being like, no, we alter the entire style, visual language of the movie when we go to that universe.
Right.
And it's something that we would never do that no one else is going to do, and it's the only way we can do it is through animation. And if that's the case, that sounds a lot more palatable than just being like, we took 5 different scripts and we slapped them all together and we crammed them into 2 hours, and there's also another one coming out. Like I feel like that is it was a poor way for them to communicate that they basically have 5 almost like 5 set pieces, 5 very distinctly different set pieces of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
There's also another image. This is the cover of the
Oh.
magazine. I found that.
What's the second movie called? Did they announce that yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. Just
So here's the cover, which definitively tells us Spider-Man Unlimited.
Or no,
No,
Unlimited.
that's Spider-Man Unlimited.
That's Spider-Man Unlimited. Yes.
I love his suit.
And this
That
is
show's
manga
so great.
Spider-Man, because I've got his
Good.
book. Yeah.
He's great.
And then Bagman, so we got those.
Yep.
Gosh, I love seeing Spider-Man Unlimited suit because you could say whatever you want about the run of that show. It's
Yeah.
very weird and very off-putting, but
Yeah.
it's the first show that was like nanotech straight from Reed Richards. I also think the voice of that Spider-Man was like the video game Spider-Man for me growing up. It was
Yeah.
like the PlayStation 1 game. So I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
very attached to his statements. Web Warriors, let's get to the Daily Bugle quick.
I do
nailed
like
it.
Bagman is prominently on this cover too.
Yeah.
How important is he going to be?
That's the question, right?
Like, are these
seeing
just going to
so
be
many.
background characters and they just threw them on here, or are
Yes.
they going to be primary? Like we're going to get like 10 minutes of Spider-Man Unlimited doing nanotech stuff. Like
I don't think so. I think we'll get cameos and maybe like depending on what they think will get the biggest cheers from the audience, we'll get more screen time. Like I
Yeah.
think that Ben Reilly will get more lines than Spider-Man Unlimited.
Right. And I
just
assume,
like I don't think Spider-Man manga is going to do much because they're going to probably do his art style separate to make him very
Yes.
anime.
Good.
And he just won't match up very well with everyone else, so they're not going to
Yeah.
keep him around. Although they did that with Spider, the girl, the Penny Parker.
Oh yeah.
I always say Spider because there's no vowel in it.
it's going to be interesting because we got like Spider-Man PS4s in the mix and Spectacular Spider-Man's in the mix.
Yes.
And I want to see Josh Keaton, Spectacular Spider-Man, be a titular character in this. That's a character, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of the creative team behind that show say much of anything. Obviously, they could just be like playing coy, but Greg Weisman's a big, he's the guy who did that, and he's very like, here's all the information I have. No one's
Yep.
spoken to me. I'm as shocked as you are. He like responds to every person that's ever tweeted him ever. He's like, what's so hard to understand? I have nothing to do with this. But
true.
it'll be interesting to see how they bounce that. Because in my brain, when I read the original Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the comic before the movie or whatever came out, I think I watched the comic story video first, and then I bought a lot of the issues and I read a lot of those. I think this is the very first thing I ever saw yours, Benny. But the side issues were really fun. That there was like a multiple adventures going on at once, and in my brain, like, this is animated. It'd be so fun if the main movie is happening, but also like we have little side TV show, like an anthology. It's like one episode is this Spider-Man's whatever till he meets up with a thing. So that way you don't feel like you give me a slapstick cameo. I wanted to see Josh Keaton Spider-Man. You have like basically a Spectacular Spider-Man episode in the art style, right? And then you watch him get pulled into this timeline so you know what's happening with him or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I like the idea of them expanding it. Like, we get the movie cool, but like, we got that Spider Ham short that nobody watched.
Love it.
It's cute and I loved it, but I was like, I would have loved more of just Spider-Man 2099 or
Noir.
something.
Aren't
Or
they making
Spider-Man
a noir thing?
Yeah, he's
They're
getting
making a
show.
live action movie with Amazon or something. Yeah, we'll see when
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah. But no, I'm with you, and that's what I think. Like all these shows that are doing multiverse, all these franchises doing multiverse. Marvel's doing it. Sony Marvel's doing it in the animation, and DC's going to attempt it, even though they've written the book on it, but they're just trying it for the first time now.
No, they aren't, because technically everything's in a separate multiverse up to
They're
this
doing
point.
it finally, but
No, up till now it's been all separate. They've been doing that.
Okay, thank you, Benny. It's up till now we're making this as an excuse, even though it could have been our
No,
intent.
back
'cause
at
it's
Crisis
really
on Infinite Earths, when they even had Ezra Miller come through the
Yeah,
portal,
that-
and
but that
like
was
they've been
like-
doing. They
Well,
just
that's-
the
I'm
problem.
that's
The problem
5
with
years
what DC,
after they announced like the casting of the Flash stuff. So like they weren't doing it in the, like off the jump.
That's what I was
show
going to
doing
say.
it.
Like that's
Yeah.
the issue DC's had.
Yeah.
They almost backdoored. They DC like practically invented the multiverse
Oh my
concept
God,
as we
yeah.
know it back in the '80s and all that other stuff. And which is why it's funny that even though they peppered it into the projects up until now, only now are we like, okay, we got a multiverse.
It really is crazy when you think about Spider-Man, the comic book character, had the first multiversal comic book movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
like
and it was an
officially,
animated movie.
not Easter egg. Officially a
Officially, yeah.
multiversal movie. Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse was the first thing to ever touch that, and then No Way Home had the first live-action one that was like heavily involved in it. But
Yeah.
while doing these projects, I think it's such a fun opportunity to explore smaller stories. Like we're gonna have Secret Wars and Battle World and stuff, and it's like do a Battle World show or do smaller movies that are like niche because this is your chance. Do whatever creatively fulfills you guys as a team. People will go watch it because this is your chance to do something that is so out of pocket and different that maybe it resonates with everybody. Maybe everyone hates it, but you have an excuse, right? If everyone loves it, tie it back in. Everyone hates it, throw it out. Go
I think you
comic
just.
book with it.
I'm pretty sure you just argued for Phase 4 right before it started. Hey, try new ideas. Go out of the box, dude.
No, because that's like try new ideas, but do them the exact same way we've been doing them, so they don't work at all. Versus like do something holistically different. Tell an intimate Peter Parker story that is just like, you know, what is that little Secret Wars Battle World one? It was like Brightest Day or One More Day.
Renew Your Vows.
They gave us that, which was fun. Just like give that to Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Bring back Emma Stone, have a new love interest, give him his One More Day storyline in these stories. Yeah. That's just fun. So when I'm thinking about these, also, do you guys think that our live-action Spider-Man will make an appearance?
I don't know. I feel like
they rotoscope him in, Sal. Imagine that.
I hear you. I think Tom Holland will be in this. I think they're done not leaning on Holland for things. Like I think they're pretty pissed that he wasn't in any of the Venom movies yet. And I think they're pushing
I could
for
see
it now.
that. I could see, what's her name? Amy
Pascal.
Pascal being like, look, I was promised a Spider-Man.
Yeah. That's
now
right.
I'm trying to do this thing with Andrew Garfield, but he's all like, I'm too old. Give me Tom Holland, damn it.
He's not old at all, by the way. You guys should see his Oscar look last night. He looked incredible. But yeah, I would love to see. Do you think we're gonna get more than just Tom? I'm pretty sure we'll have Tom at least a little bit. Hopefully more than a cameo, just for his own sake, for his own plot line. He's like the Spider-Man. I have a little bit of experience in the multiverse. Doctor Strange wiped everyone's memories. No one knows who I am, but you guys know because you're all Peter, like me. You're Peter, right?
Yeah.
So I'm Peter 1. You're Peter 45, 46. He's just like counting Peters. And then Miles like, no more of that. Let's go.
Yeah.
But I hope we get more. What do you guys think? Will we see Garfield or Maguire?
I could, because they were in the original Spider-Verse, the mentions of them.
Yeah.
So I want to agree with you, Sal.
Yeah.
But I could see them just grabbing a one voice clip kind of thing.
Yeah. They did the same thing in the actual original Into the Spider-Verse movie where they used Uncle Ben's voice from the Tobey Maguire movies. Like they used clips and video or rotoscoped it in any way. Like, I think there will not be any new lines recorded by Tobey Maguire in this movie.
That I agree with. I do not see anybody getting new lines. But they do have lines where they're like, you're Peter 1, you're Peter 2.
Oh, yeah.
Toby's too expensive, I think. I think that's probably going to be because Garfield will always bargain down. He's more interested in the creative medium. And Toby talked about it really recently, I think, doing Babylon's press junket, where he was like, if they'll have me, I'll put the suit back on whenever. Versus Tom Holland, who's been like, I don't know, we'll have to see if I do another Spider-Man movie. It's just, I'm taking a time from acting. It's like he's trying to get the biggest deal that he can possibly get.
Well, I mean,
Zendaya told me that I have to do it like this.
Yeah. And Maguire was just like, they'll have me, I'll do it. But, you got to pay the rate.
Yeah.
So, be seen.
Well, I'm excited in general about this. I am finding it a little weird that this movie was already supposed to be out.
Yeah.
And now there's more junkets of like, well, here's more photos and here's more stuff and here's more.
Right? Like, okay, cool. But like that movie should be out already.
It's coming out very soon too.
Yeah.
Like just a couple months. Summer's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. And I thought it was coming out in November. Like in my brain, it was later because it didn't release yet.
June 2nd.
Guillermo del Toro had a nice sentence at the Oscars last night where he's when he won Best Animated Feature, he stood up on stage and goes, "Animation is more than a genre," as in like giving us just one category, not letting us compete for everything else is a disservice to the thing. And I think Into the Spider-Verse proved that in the first place. It's the first time that people really talked about animation. Yeah. Now we're getting Across the Spider-Verse right after this big animation renaissance that they ushered in. They have some pretty big bridges to fill, so like to see how this is going to happen. But also, we're about to get like a Spider-Man renaissance of stuff, which is so exciting. Across the Spider-Verse, right? Then Tom Holland is 2024 slated for his next return.
Yes.
Right? Spider-Man 2 PS4 or PS5. Yeah, that's coming out.
That's this year. I'm starting to get the fake emails about it.
Yeah, and then after that, it's the sequel to this movie. So like, this is probably the first time since 2018 that we're having like back to back Spider-Man stuff, which is so I'm jazzed about it. That was one of the funnest times ever, where it was just like Into the Spider-Verse, Infinity War, then Endgame, then at the same time Spider-Man PS4 came out, and then Far From Home, as well as like all of that happened at the same time. And it was just like I can go to the theater every couple months and watch Spider-Man like again. Or, like,
I think that means Sony's very happy with you. Sony would like that to be the case.
It's going to be interesting. And what I meant by the fake emails is that right now, for some reason, I'm on some circuit, and Dan can vouch, we get these fake emails from gaming companies.
Yeah.
But you can always tell, like, hello, blogger. We really like what you've been writing, and we'd like to invite you to play Spider-Man. And I've
Yeah.
never responded to them, but I'm half expecting them to be like, join our WhatsApp and send us $200 for shipping. And we
Yeah, right.
That's just Sony. Sony's just so bad at email blasts. That's also them. It's like Amy
Yeah.
Pascal writing the email. Just send this to everybody, okay?
She's just
Dear
worried that it's
blogger."
going to get hacked, and so she's like having a third party send it. She's like, I paid this Malaysian company like 12 cents to send emails for me from now on.
Oh my god.
all right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's discussion with absolutely. Huss is way more excited than me and Sal on this one.
I love Spider-Man, guys. I love
I
Spider-Man.
do too, but anyway, we'll talk to you guys. What do you think about these two images that came out for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? June 2nd is coming out in the theaters. We are going to be on top of that one. We really want to see that one.
Yes.
So hope you guys enjoy as much as we do, and we'll see you next time right here at Absolutely.